Hello, I'm Dr. Shazia Choudhry and I'm the module convener for the European Convention on Human Rights. I'm just going to introduce the module today very briefly by going through the 4 sections that the module will cover. The first section that's covered in section A deals with the post-war and historical and political framework and context of the European Convention on Human Rights, how the convention came about, its operation, and particularly the political context, whilst noting, however, that the convention is a living instrument and is designed to move along with the time. So it's a constantly evolving legal instrument. So although it was formed during the post-war political context, it will in fact evolve over the time, and that can be seen very much from the jurisprudence of the European Court of Human Rights. Module B is really about the nuts and bolts of the convention. So in this section, we will look at the organisation and the structure of the convention, and in that sense we look at the way the European Convention operates, the European Court of Human Rights, how you obtain legal standing. Can an individual apply to the European Court of Human Rights? Can a state apply to the European Court of Human Rights? All those questions are considered in section B. Module C and D deal with the substantive rights that the convention actually protects. First of all, starting with module C, we will cover the right to life in Article 2, the right to be free from torture, inhuman and degrading treatment in Article 3, the right to protection from slavery, servitude and forced labour in Article 4, the right to liberty and security of the person in Article 14, and finally Article 14, which is the right to freedom from discrimination, noting that the last article, Article 14, is a parasitic right, and by that we mean you can't make a claim under Article 14 in itself. It must rely on another claim being made in relation to one of the other substantive rights. All those rights will be covered in detail in this section, looking also at the relevant case law and how the European Court of Human Rights has dealt with each question, each turn. Module D goes on in Part 2 to look at the other substantive rights in the Convention. First of all, Article 6, the right to a fair trial. Article 8, the right to family and private and home life. Article 9, which is very current at the moment, the freedom of thought, conscience and religion. Article 10, the right to freedom of expression. And Article 11, the right to freedom of assembly and freedom of association. A lot of those rights are qualified rights, as we call them, which means that the state can interfere with those rights provided that the qualifications that are listed within the right are adhered to. So, for example, an Article 8 right may indeed be interfered with by a member state, provided that it has been interfered with for a reason, a legitimate reason, and that the interference is a proportionate interference with that right. All of these rights and the relevant case law will be examined in this section in a lot of detail, and the approach of the European Court of Human Rights in relation to each of the articles will also be examined and analysed.